My name is Sean C. Harrison. I'm a singer, songwriter, poet, and general writer. Now, I've suffered for 21 years with mental illness, paranoid schizophrenia in particular, and the experience has been nothing short of traumatic. Although I've tried to weather the storms, it still has proven very hard for me to survive. So mental illness goes to the heart of who I am. And I've suffered for a long time, 21 years. And sometimes when we suffer for a long time with things, we tend to think that the world owes us understanding, that the world should understand. But truth be told, oftentimes for that long time, no one really truly understands, not even those who treat you. In my experience, for the most part, I was stable because I was on medications and because I had good community support. But still, there came a time when I couldn't manage anymore and I broke down. In 2013, onerous circumstances concerning my job caused me to leave gainful employment with the government, where I worked and gave sterling service for 10 years. During that time, when I broke down, I was beaten, I was mistreated by family, I was abused by the police, and there seemed to not have been the kind of support that I enjoyed before because I had broken away from the church and, the status that I may have enjoyed having been employed was gone. Now I know I've enjoyed a much more productive life than many mentally ill persons do because sadly, this illness is degenerative and it is emotionally and socially crippling. Paranoid schizophrenia has been seen to be the worst, one of the worst, if not the worst mental illness you could ever think of. And because of this, it's like a death sentence. But for me, in spite of all that I've been through, I've been able to do some things that normally the mentally ill person wouldn't be able to do. I won a creative writing competition, a national creative writing competition with the JCDC in my country twice. I've self-published six books of poetry so far. And I have an EP of 7 songs out that I played, produced, sang, and wrote. I was featured in the Poetry Society's New Year, New Voices reading in 2015. And I've still been able to write, even though I've suffered breakdowns in between. When I was hospitalized at the Bellevue Hospital, I was mistreated. I was abused, as were others who were admitted there. So not even those who treat you, I'll iterate, not those who treat you, not even those who treat you, sometimes understand and display that level of empathy and compassion that you really need. So let's not get it twisted. Mental illness is no walk in the park. It's neither a walk in the park for the sufferer nor for those around him. So I won't say that I don't understand why people won't understand or don't understand. We all have our limitations, and sometimes it takes a toll on the caregivers as well as those who suffer. And so, who has equal responsibility? I do believe both, but oftentimes the human limitations cause us to not really be in touch 100% with what this is all about. But I'm thankful that I've still been able to retain my intelligence, and I've still been able to write. I've still been able to do things that many other mentally ill persons don't enjoy. I'm what you would call a high functioning mentally ill person. But still, there's something about the label that I don't accept. I don't own it. And maybe that was part of the reason why I've weathered it, as well as have been, subject to the downsides of it. Nonetheless, I'm thankful. I'm grateful that I'm still here. And all I have to say is treat us with understanding, treat us with love, treat us with acceptance. There have been a few people who have been there for me consistently, and I'm so thankful. And I'm thankful that I'm still able to give back. So the next time you see somebody who is mentally ill, think twice before you mistreat them. Because it's no respecter of persons. Anyone can become mentally ill at any age. And it's then sometimes we know that it's no walk in the park. But I would encourage us, let's not wait until then. Let's do something to understand. Let's read. Let's engage. Let's try to understand where the person is coming from. Because truth be told, we could one day, you could one day, be walking in our shoes and needing someone to just enfold you with unconditional love. Therefore, my conclusion is be at peace with who you are. Be strong when the storms of life weather you. And hope that mental illness will never become your experience. Because then you'll see it's one of the hardest ways to live. And it's one of the hardest things to be. Thank you.